Hello and welcome to the Sporting Journey. Hoping everybody's doing well. I, I want to talk a bit about West Ham. As a Leeds fan, after watching them play last night, I don't recognise West Ham anymore. I really don't. They've lost the soul. They've lost their energy. They've lost they've lost their just everything about them. It's gone. The one thing that as an outsider looking in at West Ham, you would say about West Ham is the this is what I always, this is how I know them as is the fight for every ball, they give everything for the shirt and the badge and the fans. Um, they they play for each other, and I'm not seeing any of that. I'm not seeing none of that. There's no dogginess. There's no togetherness. There's no fight. There's no passion. Um, there's no commitment. There's no positive attitude. It's all been ripped away from West Ham, and I feel for the fans yesterday because they travelled in the numbers to up to Ellen Road yesterday. It's a fair old trek from London, and they didn't see anything to get excited about apart from Gerard Bowen's overhead kick. That would probably highlight a game for West Ham fans, and it's not enough. And Piquet has, you know, I'm really disappointed in Lucas Piquet. I thought he would have give everything to club after them supporting him through what he went through. And so Thomas Suchek, loved the guy to bits because I thought, I think he's got the right attitude, he's got the right mentality, but he just hasn't got the legs for the Premier League, and he hasn't got the quality. Unless he's in either opponent's box or his own penalty box, he hasn't got the quality in the rest of the pitch, and it's sad to see. And you know, you, you've you, it was two years ago. We saw we all saw the video clips of West Ham fans celebrating Conference League win, and the parade and stuff they had, and streets filled in London with West Ham fans, and how it were bouncing, and how the joy you saw on the fans' faces, and it's all just gone. And they've gone through three managers now. Um, since they got rid of Moyes. Now, I'm not going to go back to Moyes because we've got to, the West Ham fans have got to move on from Moyes. He's gone. You've gone through three. You're up to your third manager since then. Um, but boy, oh boy, what a difference! Um, what a difference the club is now to what it was back then. And you, people say that the Premier League needs Leeds United in it. The Premier League also needs teams like West Ham in it as well. The West Ham fans have probably one of you know what's the word I'm looking for? Spirited fans in Premier League. They don't celebrate. They don't support West Ham for glory, trophies. It's all about a family down at West Ham. And the the longer it goes with Sullivan and Brady being, or chairman and co-chairwoman at club, and being in them spots, and being at that club, the worse it's becoming for West Ham. They're actually being a hindrance to West Ham. I've always said this. West football clubs are owned by the fans. The, the the people, the chairman and the chairwomen and the stuff, they're just the custodians who were there to look after the club and have the fans' best interests at heart. And I'm not seeing that through these owners. I'm really not. I'm seeing it that they're there just to make money. And you know, if that's the case, get out of West Ham and find another business to run, because football you can't run a football club the way they're running it. And it's so sad to see, because West Ham, they're the sleeping giant. They could, they could be something very, very special if they had the right ownership, who love the club, who understand the fan base, who got what West Ham fans are about. It the West Ham could be this. It could be one of them clubs where it could be a special place again. I think the biggest mistake they made were obviously leaving Upton Park. It's you don't hate West Ham fans on telly when they're playing at London Stadium, but I heard them yesterday at Ellen Road, and they were making some noise with them West Ham fans, and it because they're so far away from pitch at London Stadium, they can't hear it. The fans can't, the players can't hear the support they've got, and it's it's just sad to see. And I don't recognise this club anymore. I don't recognise West Ham anymore. It's not the same as what it was. Um, you know, it's just the spirit of the club has gone. You know, it never followed them to London Stadium. It died when they left Upton Park, and I really feel for fans. I really do, because it's them who were suffering. Brady and Sullivan aren't suffering. It's the fans who were suffering, and it's definitely affecting them players. And the longer this goes on with them being at bottom three, the worse it's going to get. And I'll tell you the reason why I'm saying that is, come January, February time, Jared Bowen, Lucas Piquet, Crescencio, Somerville, they'll be thinking about where they're going to what clubs they're going to go to, what they're going to be needing to pack come end of season, because they won't want to stick it out if they get relegated. And if West Ham get relegated, they don't just lose the Premier League status; they lose the top players as well. And Gerard Bowen needs West Ham. I mean, people take Mickey Dotley by calling it Bowen FC, and it's 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 it, it I know no club deserves to be in Premier League up permanently, because the Premier League's one of the difficult um, leagues in the world. But if West Ham are in that Premier League, the Premier League will miss West Ham. I'm telling you now, they really will. Now, going on to Nuno, he's making the same mistakes again and again, and I believe that he took the West Ham job far too quick after being sacked from Nottingham Forest. He should have given himself time to recover, recuperate. He shouldn't have gone. He shouldn't have even applied for West Ham job. He should have turned. He should have said. He should have turned that job down. He knew what he was letting himself in for. He's been in Premier League with Wolves and with Forest. He knows the West Ham's squad, and he knows the strengths and he knows the weaknesses. And with his style of play, he knew that West Ham didn't have the players to accommodate what he wants to, what style of play he wants to set out. And for me, people say, "Oh, no, his stock will always be high. It won't be after this." You know what I mean? He's damaging his own stock as well, um, because he knew what he was letting himself in for. He really did, and I've got no sympathy for Nuno, none at all. But I have got sympathy for fans and then players. You know, I think there's a handful of players who really are trying for West Ham. I thought they looked better when they were on Fernandes um, and Potts in midfield and took off Soucek and Irvine. I thought they looked a lot better. That should be the sort of lineup they go with. But do I think that's enough quality to keep West Ham in Premier League under Nuno? No, I don't. I can only see West Ham going one way, and that's into Championship. I'm afraid, and it's sad to see. It really is. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I've rattled on long enough. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Until next time, guys. Speak to you all soon. Look after yourselves. And thank you for watching this one. Take care. Bye bye.